This holiday mac and cheese, y'all, this holiday side dish, this is gonna blow you away. It is so, so good. And I promise it is quickly gonna become one of your favorites. Hi, I'm Melissa Diane. And if you're new here, welcome. So let's just jump on into it. For your ingredients, y'all, you only need a few ingredients for this absolutely incredible dish. First of all, you need your pasta, and I'm gonna be using some elbow pasta, and this is about 3 cups. You're just gonna need a little bit of salt. And then for tomatoes, you have a choice. You can either use tomato juice, you can use stewed tomatoes, or you can use some tomato sauce. And then the cheese, y'all, the cheese is really what makes the difference for this dish and how you do it. So first of all, it's shredded cheese, and I do like to shred my own because it does cook differently, it melts differently. But the type of cheese is extra sharp cheddar. So I've used mild, I've used sharp, but y'all, when you use the extra sharp, cheddar shredded cheese, oh my gosh, y'all, it does make a difference, and it's fantastic. And you need about, let's see, I think it is 2 cups. No, it's a pound. You need a pound of this shredded cheese. So 16 ounces, the same as a big block. If you want to, just get a block of that cheese and you can shred it yourself. And then bacon, oh my gosh, of course, bacon. And I have on here 5 strips of bacon. And what I do is I take my bacon, I put it in the air fryer for about 7 minutes. And then I will put it in with the dish, and I'll show you how. Or you can take this and just put it in the oven, or however you make your bacon, but you only want to do it about halfway. So cook your bacon about halfway through. So I've got the water back here boiling, and I got some salt in it, so it's doing its thing. And while it's doing that, I was just gonna share with you something. This is the pan that I'm gonna be using today, y'all, and this is awesome. And I'll try to put a link for this in the description section, but it's called Nordic Ware, and it is so solid. And obviously it goes in the oven, but what I like about it is usually when I put stuff, get them out of the oven and it cools, and then when I put it in the fridge, I'll cover it with either, like saran wrap or foil, right? And I just love this little lid that comes with it, so you can just pop this on and off you go. So I think that this will be nice. And if you're going for the holidays, if you're taking this dish somewhere, then that makes it also really nice. So I love this pan. And I also I was at Sur La Table the other day, and I got me a new pasta scooper because mine was starting to have some issues. So anyway, we're getting to try those out today for the first time. So I'm going to go back here now, and I'm going to check on the water. As soon as it starts to boil, then we're going to put this pasta in and get it cooked. Okay, so we're boiling, and before we get started, look over here. The kids wanted to say hi. There's Heidi. Say hi. Ace is saying hi. When I start filming, they think I'm talking to them, and they love to come in here. So here we go. We got our pasta. And we're gonna put in our 3 cups. Okay, so here we go. And I have just drained the pasta, and now we are going to start putting together our casserole. So let me get my mitts off here. And the first thing I did was I did take my dish, and I went ahead and just lightly greased the bottom of it. So here we go. We're gonna start and put our pasta all along the bottom. You're going to be using about half of your pasta. Now we're going to take our cheese, and you're going to use half of your cheese. But really quickly, hang on one second. Right before you do that, take just a little bit of salt and put across the top. And I like to use this Himalayan salt. It just kind of gives it an extra little taste. And I just think it tastes really good. So now we're going to take our cheese, and I'm just going to crumble this. And I've washed my hands, so we're all nice and clean. And we're going to put just cheese all over it. And if you notice, if you shred your own cheese, which, I highly recommend, because it does something, y'all. It bakes differently. It just melts differently. And it's also better for you. I found that out. But we're going to put this all over. And what I was going to say is it kind of just has a different texture and a different look. Now, if you shred your own, what it will do, sometimes it clumps a little more. It'll kind of stick together. It's not a bad thing because it's going to all melt together. That is something you'll notice different because at the grocery store, when you get the cheese that's already grated, they have to mix some things in there to keep those little pieces from sticking together, and that's the stuff that's not really good for you. And here's our bacon. okay? And I'm going to take this bacon and I'm going to cut each of these strips in half. Now remember, this bacon is not all the way done. It's about halfway. There we go. And I'm going to take these and I'm going to put them down. I'm going to say 5 for the top. So we'll put one more down here. There we go. All right, now what we're going to do is put the macaroni on again. We're doing good. Y'all, you can see how warm that pasta still is. It's steaming. And this recipe, like I told you, it's just going to knock your socks off, how good this tastes. And it is Jay's absolute favorite. I got this recipe from his mama, from my mom-in-law, Ann. And I tell you what, she's an incredible cook. And this recipe, I didn't know if I was going to be able to fix it as well. I don't think I fixed it as well as she did. But it is good. And again, the key to it is that extra sharp shredded cheese. Okay, and then your bacon, and kicking that bacon part way before you put it in your casserole. All right, so there. Now we've got all of our pasta, and this smells really good. Let me scoot this over here. Okay, now we're going to take our cheese, and we're going to put this cheese all over the top. This is probably making you hungry. And I do hope that you try it. I really, really do. And I hope that you use it for the holidays. And if you do, please let me know. Take some pictures, let me see, and let me know what people had to say. And this will fill up this dish. This dish is obviously, this is a 9, I think this is a 9 by 9, not an 8 by 8. I'm making this before I leave town for work. And I'm going to actually, it's wonderful for the holidays, but this specific one, I'm going to go out of town for work, and that way Jay's got this while I'm gone. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put on my bacon. Now we're going to take our sauce, like I said, either tomato sauce or tomato juice or some stewed tomatoes, and you're going to pour this. You actually want to pour it over, you want it to actually be over the bacon. So here we go. I like to I'll make little holes and kind of pour it in there and let it go down. And this is going to cook down. It's going to cook down, and then I'm going to put a thin layer of cheese across the top. And so then I like to go along the sides of this. I like to go along the sides and make sure that that sauce or the juice that you're using actually makes it all the way down there. And if not, I'll go ahead and add just a little bit along the edges. Okay, so now we are all done and we are ready for the oven, and we are going to put this in for, let me double check over here, it had said, yes, 325, so we're already preheated. It's going to be 325 for about 30 minutes. Okay, so here we are in the oven. I'll see y'all in about 30 minutes. Oh, y'all, look at this. We're out of the oven. Let me get a good picture for you. Oh my gosh, doesn't that look fantastic? Okay, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to taste it. Okay, so I'm going to dip in here and get a little bit out, y'all. Oh, my goodness. This is absolutely lovely. So here we go. We're going to dip in here. I'm going to take a bite and see how this is. Oh my. You know, this is one of those dishes that as soon as you put it in your mouth, it tastes fantastic. And you just, it's addicting. Oh, please, please. Please go and try this. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, because this is absolutely the ultimate mac and cheese that you'll ever make. Now be sure and check out that next video that's popping up, and I'll see you over there in a few minutes. Bye-bye.